Yes. I was just thinking about this prayer. A request such as usually contained in a complaint asking for relief occasioned by a wrong committed by the defendant. Yes. The prayer that goes in the complaint. Yeah. Looking for that relief. Yes. I hadn't thought about praying until I saw that, and I know a lot of really good evangelicals. Isn't that right? President of the Mormon Church, Pooch, Brent Basden. A lot of Mormons don't like me because I did upset a Mormon bishop in Sequim, Washington, named Steve Holloway, where he had to buy me out of my office because I built the office around the actual desk that I had. A lot of people said that was dumb because I would have had to dismantle the whole office to get the desk out. $6,500, and I can tell you the guy was really upset that he had to pay me. Now let's say you're one of these in Christianity and you have a prayer life where somebody has to be on you when you're praying and you're using your nose, you're telling I am that you need something right now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Because I said I am God, I am that I am. Oh. Now let's look at the Affordable Care Act. The government passed some legislation where they made it sound like it was a good idea that all of those that are poor, they could have free health care. Yes, because of being in poverty. But then they cut welfare benefits so you get less food stamps than you did 5 years ago. Yes. And then they're going to cut welfare again because we can't afford the American citizens. And then all of a sudden the food banks are they're getting donations from some private foundations where they like to manufacture the food itself, and it causes a certain type of effect because I've eaten food bank food quite a few times. Yes. And then all of a sudden there's no homeless shelter, and we're out here because they don't have any money for the Serenity House and they can't afford the homeless, and eventually a good portion of the population no longer has a place to sleep. And then there's always the laundry concerns, and there's only one place that I know of where you can actually do one free load of laundry a week, but they can't afford hot water. It has to be cold water. But knowing the various smells that have been put on me because you had to come to find out and you shit on me so many different times, I actually like to use hot water in washing my clothes because I don't like the smell of your shit. Do you understand, dog? Oh, now, the government doesn't seem to understand the actual services that are needed for those that are below the poverty line. They need a place to wash their clothes, and more than just one place once a week. And then they need a place to sleep at night so that they're out of the elements. Yes, they're not being attacked by wild animals. They're not being mugged or raped or ripped off of everything they own. Yes. And then they need a meal. Now, these meals that seem to be such a problem, I'm kind of thinking that there's not really the understanding among those in government about the actual needs of the homeless. Now, let's say I went through all the universal health care coverage, and then I went through all the fines from paying taxes on April 16th or 15th. Yes. Why don't you give me every American citizen that didn't have any insurance that had a big fine from the IRS because of the Affordable Care Act, and then get me their actual incomes? Was there some reason that they didn't file taxes, or they just didn't want to have it? Because, when you obligate citizens to have to purchase something as a condition, yes, of the enforcement of their civil rights, I think there's a big lawsuit here. I mean, one of those really, really big ones. Ha! Now, you continued from July 8th of 2011 to put mental health evaluation and treatment if recommended, and I thought somebody was trying to get me for that $140,000 in back child support where you did not protect my rights as a father. Yes. And they were just going to throw me in the slammer because you were going to say that I was mentally ill. But let's say that you're still going to continue with that hearing on the 28th of September. Yes. But I went online and somebody changed the date to the 25th at 3 p.m. That really doesn't work for me. And as the respondent, I would think that when we agreed upon a date because I can look at what was written down. For you to arbitrarily change the date of the hearing without first contacting me and see if it works for me. Ouch! I actually have something scheduled at that time. Ouch! Now, I'm going to put it as a screen print on my intellectual property on my Facebook profile. Yes. But when you arbitrarily change the dates of court hearings when I had from the court the actual day and time, in fact, I can get my backpack and look at it. Ooh. It looks like the court thought that they didn't have any obligation to protect the rights of those named as respondents. Yes. But it doesn't work for me. Now, can you just change it back to the 28th at 2 p.m. because the 25th is a Tuesday at 3 p.m. and I happen to be busy on that day. Ouch! Now, I'm supposed to cancel whatever appointments I had because I'm not as important as you as a judiciary. Ouch! And it seems that nobody really comprehends the rights of citizens in that you can't not just decide to change a court hearing without first contacting the respondent to see if it works for them. I'm going to sue you for that.